When I got to high school, all of a sudden, like, my classrooms were like, sometimes like the people in there was bigger than our entire grade at Baker. I would have like 30 kids in my class, and people could like fly under the radar and like have the teacher and like not really know them, and like kind of like there were people who like that was their goal, right? And so it was being comfortable enough to like reach out for help when I needed it, or like being like feeling like I could reach out to teachers and that they weren't like authority figures that I had to like stay away from, was something that I definitely took away from Baker.
We were?
I remember when I met him.
You don't.
Yes, I do. I do. It was kindergarten, first day of school. My mom just left. I was feeling terrible.
Do you actually remember this?
Yeah.
You do not.
I
don't.
There was this table with rocks about 10 feet from the door, and I was playing with these rocks. And my boy Jackson Drape came up to me. He's like, "Can I join you?" And I'm like, "Of course."
Ooh. When did you?
I started in kindergarten.
Yeah, so like 11.
A long time.
Yeah.
A very long time.
11 years from when we graduated, so now it's gonna be like 15.
It's like first grade.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a while, yeah.
First grade, I would say, yeah. But we now currently go to the same high school too, so we've really been friends for a very long time.
Yeah.
You have a lot of opportunities when you're younger, and you should just use them to like the fullest extent.
Yeah. Don't be afraid to like self-advocate.
Yeah.
Like, especially here, because class sizes are so small, so you'll really get to have the opportunity to get to know your teacher, which is not something you'll necessarily have. It's not guaranteed later on. So definitely, like, don't be afraid to ask for help.
And if you're passionate about something, try and like fill that out, because sometimes you won't be able to, outlive those passions when you're older.
Something that I would say is, it's like kind of cliche and cheesy, but to just be yourself, because everyone here is going to accept you for who you are. No one's going to judge you. You have all the most supportive people around you, and it's like really a place to start to find yourself, so that when you go to high school, you can like find your people, find what you like, and you can pretty much like do anything here. You've got a bunch of amazing opportunities, a bunch of really different classes than other elementary schools, and a bunch of teachers that care about you.
Yeah, for me, I think it would be to not take certain things for granted. For me, it would be like a connection to teachers. Small class sizes, I think, are a really big privilege that you don't get in a lot of other contexts. And I would tell my younger version, and I would tell younger students to kind of appreciate that while it lasts, because kind of like as you move on, your settings change.
Right.
I think I would say to keep an open mind and really just be open to all the options. I think heading into high school, I was understand who I am as a person, and I think that that's really carried over now into my college search.
Don't be afraid to try new things. That's essentially what Liana's saying. But I would say that from trying new things and doing all these things I did in high school, it all was rewarding. Even if like maybe I didn't find it interesting, it was still worth trying, and just trying new things and embracing that uncomfortability.
I think the process of being in the Baker environment that taught me how to advocate for myself and learn about what interests me and what ways I can pursue those interests has been an incredibly valuable resource for outliving like how I would plan my future using the mindset Baker taught me.
I felt like for teachers to be teaching at this particular school, they have to be invested in their job, they have to be invested in their subject, they have to be invested in the students, and I felt that as a student. I felt a commitment from teachers to their teaching, and that's separate from like maybe the experiences I had with specific teachers, but more so like I could just tell that they actually cared about what they were doing, and they were here for a reason, and I think that matters.
I loved Baker staff, and like I've always loved my teachers because I've always had such a close connection with all of them. I feel like at Baker, because of its small size, and you really get like this intimate relationship with your teachers, and you really, like, they know you, they know your little quirks and your personality and like who you are, right? And I feel like in a learning setting, that's really helpful, and it really supported me.
I felt like my teachers really cared about me as a person, not only as like an academic student, but they actually cared about like me and my emotional well-being and my mental health. Like if I was having a rough day, I felt like I could come to them and talk to them about that, especially my advisor, Miss Ledwen, kind of just like an honorary mom for the group. Yeah, I just felt really supportive and loved.